Each person is responsible for handling the assets that God has put in their hands. I have seen in my practice that a lot of people, because they have children, either they make no plan, no provision whatsoever, and whatever they have, it just goes straight to their kids. And I have seen some children, they will blow everything that their parents worked for. I saw it right on my block. This Seventh-day Adventist gentleman, he owned 2 houses. He had to sell one to bail his son out of jail. That was one. Still, no provision was made. When he became sick, he died quickly. It wasn't even a few weeks when we heard he was sick and he was gone. The son moved into the house. The mom was there sick. The son moved into the house thinking that it was her house. He, the son, went and mortgaged the house. And then he couldn't pay the mortgage. So someone else moved in. The mother is upstairs, bedridden, sick, thinking that she's in her house. The person who bought the house with a good heart. He says, you know what, I'm going to buy this house for me, because he couldn't pay the mortgage. And your mom can stay. Right? So the mom is living in somebody else's house. And then the caretaker who was caring for the sick lady saw the real owner walking through the house and got involved with it and made some statements, what are you doing in the lady's house? Why are you here? And that triggered the gentleman to decide the mother got to go. The woman died. The woman died from being heartbroken that this is what happened. So even though we have kids, each person is responsible for handling the asset that God has given them. Am I saying similar story? Am I saying you shouldn't give anything to your kids? No, that's not what I'm saying. But you ought to know your kids. And by the way, sometimes you will close your eyes and your kids will change. And you'll be surprised to see them in heaven. And that's the reason why you can never turn your back on your kids. Right? So you always want to make sure, not to mention, you don't want your kids to feel, mom left everything for that church and nothing for me. That's not the way to treat your kids. You always want your kids to know that God loves them. And you want to think about them when you distribute your assets, but you also want to think about the work of God too.